followed and photographed secretly-Jimin and Jungkook talk about fear. The news of BTS's Jimin and Jungkook revealing their fear after being stalked and secretly photographed has shaken the hearts of soldiers around the world. In the midst of their incredible popularity, hidden dark stories about pressure and misgivings that continue to haunt their personal lives. Even in moments when they just want to be humaned, it all started with a series of candid photos that spread widely on social media. The photos showed Jimin and Jungkook in public, unguarded, relaxed, and dressed casually. But it was not their togetherness that became the main highlight, but the way the photo was taken that left netizens speechless, taken from a distance, obviously without their permission, and even some from suspicious angles that indicate that they are being followed. After several days of silence, Jimin finally opened his voice through the fan community platform. He wrote a touching message describing his feelings. There was a time when we just wanted to walk, see the world as usual, without having to feel like we were being watched. But lately, we've been afraid. That simple sentence brought a wave of emotion from millions of fans who have always considered their idols to live safely and comfortably behind the glitter of popularity. Jungkook followed. He wrote on the same platform, "We are human beings. We have fears, we have a need to feel safe. But when people started following us everywhere we went and taking pictures without permission, it was no longer love. That's disturbing. That's scary." Jungkook's words contained a pain that could not be ignored. The figure, who had been known to be quiet and calm, turned out to have a deep sense of anxiety that had been held by himself. What Jimin and Jungkook are experiencing is nothing new in the Korean entertainment world, but the intensity they are experiencing this time around is at an alarming level. Many fans and the media began to voice the importance of limiting the boundaries of interaction between celebrities and the public. Personal life, even for the biggest idols, still belongs to them, not public consumption. Armies around the world reacted quickly. Many of them created the Protect Jimin and Jungkook campaign on social media. There are also those who report unauthorized photo sharing accounts to the platform for immediate action. Some even called for boycotts on media that carried the images without permission. This collective spirit shows that true fandom knows when to enjoy content and when to be protective, but behind all the excitement, there are wounds that have already been imprinted in Jimin and Jungkook's hearts. Those who since adolescence grew up under the glare of cameras are probably already accustomed to popularity. But the fear that arises when you know someone is following them secretly, photographing them from behind a car or a tree, is a fear that can never really be accepted as normal. That's a foul. That's a threat. And it made two young men who just wanted to live in peace restless. This story reminds us all, true love from fans does not hurt. True love protects. True love knows when to keep her distance. Jimin and Jungkook aren't blaming the fans. They believed in the army. They know that most of their fans love sincerely and want to see them happy. Yet they felt the need to speak, for silence would only make the wound rot in silence. By their courage to be honest about their fears, they are teaching something greater, that safety and comfort should not be sacrificed in the name of fame, after Jimin and Jungkook's heartbreaking honesty shook the global community. The world seemed to be silent for a moment. The sound of these two stars touches the deepest spaces of the consciousness of all of us, that behind the light of the spotlight, they are still human beings who want to feel safe, respected, and protected. The agency's response finally came. HYBE officially released a statement confirming that they are investigating an incident of unauthorized photographing of their artist and will take legal action against anyone found to have committed a breach of privacy. In the statement, they also asked for the cooperation of all parties, including fans, media, and the public, to create a healthier environment for artists, both in Korea and abroad, for Jimin and Jungkook. The agency's actions may have been a reinforcement, but on the emotional side, the wounds left behind still don't heal easily. In a later interaction on Weverse, Jimin wrote that he was moved by all the support that came. "We didn't expect you guys to move that fast. Thank you for making us feel less alone. That means a lot." Jungkook replied with a photo of the evening sky taken secretly from the hotel balcony, accompanied by the caption, "This sky belongs to us. But the freedom to enjoy it, Hopefully one day we can really feel it. The phrase seems to be a deep reflection of the reality of the life of global celebrities. Freedom, the seemingly simplest thing, like walking fearlessly, eating sausages on the sidewalks of New York City, or staring into the sunset without a camera lurking, being a luxury they can't necessarily enjoy. Meanwhile, social media was flooded with messages of love, videos of support, protection-themed fan art, and even short songs made by the army as a form of sympathy. Many of them stated that after this incident, they became more aware of not sharing idols' personal content that was not officially released. This moral movement gives birth to the hope that global fandom is now moving towards a new era of greater empathy and ethical awareness. On the other hand, some guilt-ridden fans admitted that they once felt happy when they saw candid photos of BTS members without questioning their origin. This incident became a moment of collective reflection. One of the soldiers wrote, "We love them, but we have to learn to love in a more adult way. It is not love that thirsts for their existence every second, but love that is ready to let them breathe." In the weeks that followed, the atmosphere around Jimin and Jungkook seemed calmer. They continue to carry out their usual activities, but are much more close than usual. But their closeness seems to be getting stronger. There was one moment captured by a camera remotely, this time by an official fan site with permission and at a safe distance, which shows Jungkook and Jimin walking side by side, without saying much, just looking at each other and laughing a little. As if to say that as long as they are together, they can take care of each other. What they experienced could have been a fragile spot. But it is precisely from the cracks that comes the light of honesty and the courage to speak out. The world is now listening, and may the world also learn. Because in the life of two young people who grew up to become global legends, we find not only music and dance. We also find vulnerability, humanity, and the courage to say, we are afraid, but we still want to believe. And perhaps it is trust that is now most worthy of care. Not just by them, but by all of us. I and all the spotlight and glitter that surrounds BTS's big name. Jimin and Jungkook's story is a powerful reminder that they're not just idols, they're human beings. They laugh, they are afraid, they want to feel safe. They are just two best friends who want to enjoy time together in a foreign city without having to be chased by the shadows of the cameras or the pressure of the expectations of the world. The incident after incident they experience is not just gossip to consume, but a real portrait of the thin line between supportive love and obsession that blurs personal boundaries. But from all the worries and fatigue that they had time to express, we see courage. The courage to speak up, the courage to keep showing love to their fans, and the courage to keep going hand in hand, even when the world is sometimes too rowdy. Now, the responsibility is on us, the fans, the media, the global community, to be protectors, not suppressors. To be a warm light, not a blinding spotlight. Because when two big hearts like Jimin and Jungkook give their trust to the world should reciprocate with respect, not blind curiosity. And when they say, we don't want to be forgotten, but we also want to be appreciated, so as an army, as a people, we know what to do. This is not the end of their story. This is just a chapter that teaches us to love more wisely, and in every step they take, may the world be better equipped not just as spectators, but as keepers. Today, the world sees two stars shine, but not because they're performing on stage, rather because they show the courage to be human. And it is in that courage that our love as an army finds its truest meaning.